Yeah, so now let's look at what data in a table can do, or what tables can do. Okay, so this is this data is uh, is in form of a range, right? This data is in form of a range. Now I want to convert it into what? Into a table. So what do I do? Okay, I'll just do Control T. You see, it has selected all the what? Um, all the uh, it is it has selected all the range. Or what I can do is I can manually select. I just go put my cursor there on say on cell A1. Then I do Shift Control or Control Shift. Then this uh, end arrow, and then page down, page down arrow. So I'm at the end of that of this data set. So I just do what? Um, it says my table has headers. We have seen this range, the range has headers. So I just do what? Okay. So these are the headers automatically. Um, our data will show what? Will show headers. So what will happen if I don't show headers? Let me undo. I'll press Control Z or Control Z and then do again Control T. And then if I uncheck this one, my table has headers. Let's see what happens. Okay, you see, there are no headers there. Okay, so I think the best way is to have what? To have headers. So the other way of having the table is by using the what? Insert, and then here we say table, right? So it has already picked the range. Okay, so it has headers. I'll just say what? Okay, and then here, if I want to format my table, I can choose here. If I want it to look like this. Okay. Uh, okay. Just let me undo. Let me do it again. I'll manually select, Control Shift, End, and then Control Shift, page down. So I've selected everything, and then I do it. Okay. So yes, as I said, you can go to here. Once I've done this, you see there's this one. There's this tab called table design. Automatically, you create a table. You have the table design. Okay, so you can do all sorts of things like you can change the format. Okay, you can have that. Okay, you can have a lot of styles. Okay, if you don't want to have any style, you can just go to here where it says clear. Okay, so it will be like that. But okay, so let's have I don't know, let's select one of these. Okay, let's select this one. Okay, so you can do a lot of things. If okay, let me just okay, if for instance I want to go let me just quickly format these figures. Okay, so if I go down, you see that table. If I want to have totals, I'll just go to table design, and then what? Select total row. Okay, so this is the total row. So if you want the total, you can have, you select the sum there, right? If you want let's say the average of that data, let's say the average. So it means it's the average, um, it's the average of this one, of this column, right? So if you want to check, I have selected this column. Um, if I select like that, you see, here down here there is average 2419. So here is what? It's the average. So it goes up to any other what? Any other column you want. Okay, if you want the sum, if you want that column to have the sum, you do it like that. And also this one, if you want it to have the sum, you put it like that, or let's have the max. Okay, so that's the maximum figure you can have in this what? In this column. So with tables, you can do all sorts of things. But the thing I wanted to show you is the what we call, okay, just let me just minimize that. Drag, okay, and just drag it down. Okay, what I wanted to show you is if I go to the table design, um, here there is what? Slicer. Okay, so what is a slicer? A slicer is more or less a what? A filter. Here, if you filter here data, like let's say I want only PhD, you have you select and then you only have what? PhD. So the same way we do with the filter, a slicer also do the same. Okay, so it's like your filter uh, in a visual, in a graphical way. Okay, so if I insert slicer, then you select the column you want the slicers. Okay, let's say educational level. I select, I'll need a slicer for what? For education level, right? So I'll select and then press what? Okay. So here's the slicer. So it's a filter. So if I go, let me go, up to that far. Let me go that far. And here, okay, yes, okay, or let me just drag it here. Okay, so what will happen is, if you want only the PhD, um, if you want only the PhD data, what you do is you just select the PhD. See, only here you have what? The PhD. And maybe if you want to select the high school, you have the high school. So you can have more than one slicers, okay? Just as we have filters here, more than one filters in the columns, okay? So you can also have more than one slicer. If I go to table design again, and then select slicer, okay? So if I want to slice another slicer for employment status, I'll just select what? Where there is employment status and what? Okay, so there's another slicer there. Okay, I have another slicer for what? For employment status. Okay, you can maneuver it the way you want. If you can have it here, or you can have it outside this table, whatever you want. So if I say I want to see those people who are employed and at the same time they have master's degrees. Okay, they have master's degrees. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll select employed. Okay, here it is employed, and here in this column D I want master. So I'll select what? Master. So you see there's employed and master. So automatically here, and if you can see here, there's this what? There's this filter. If I go to drop down there, you find that it's only employed, which is what? Which is filtered. And again here, you find that it is only what? The master, which is what? Which is filtered. Okay, but we can have more than one. Um, if you can say, okay, those who have masters and the bachelor's degrees, so you just select master and um, control, and also select what? If I select, okay, let me just, but it is, okay, save, okay, those who have bachelor, and then I guess it has to get us multiple selections. Okay, let me just unfilter here as well. Okay, And let's see if I can select more than one. One. Okay. Yeah, you see. So I have selected bachelor. There's bachelor here, and also high school. There's high school there. So here, let's say those with bachelors and high school diplomas and unemployed. See, so those are unemployed and have what? Bachelor's or high school diploma. So, in short, that's what slicers can do. And also, it's good to have what? Your data to convert it into what? Into a table, right? So the other thing is, each table has a name. Okay, if you if you want to know that your data is in form of a table, you always find what? This name here, table design. Okay, you always find this tab, table design. Okay, let me create a copy of this table by creating let me just duplicate it by pressing Control and then Control and drag. Okay, once I've done that, what I want to do is I have duplicated I have duplicated this table. So what I want to do is um uh I want to remove this to go back to a normal range. Okay, at some point I don't want these slicers, okay? So you can delete, okay? Uh what are I saying? Okay. Yeah, you can just cut it, okay? Okay. So you have removed the slicer there. Okay. Unless you paste somewhere, but you have removed the slicer. Okay, so um, as I said, I want to go back to the range. I don't want this table design tab again. So what you do is um, you go you go to the table design, and then here you what? You convert to what? To range. So it will ask you, do you want to convert the table to a normal range? You say yes. You see what will happen to this table? It has disappeared. So it's now back to the what? To the normal range. Okay. That's how you can convert a table to a normal range. And also here, as I said, each table has what? Has a name. Each table has a name. So what will happen is, um, if I select anywhere, I put my cursor anywhere in this table, and then um, I go straight to table design, and you find that there is what? Table name here. You can give it a name. Okay. By default, it is table 4, but you can give it a name. Let me give it a name. Let me. Okay. Then let's say let me 01 or let me with a surname. So with a surname, the naming will not recognize what? Space. So instead of space, you put what? You put underscore. Karonga. Yes. So this table has a name, right? So for now, let me stop here. I think I have exhausted what I wanted to share with you. Thank you.